You're thinking about buying a manufactured home, but you don't know where to start? Don't worry, I got you. Most home dealers have a certain set of like baseline specs that they use on every home that they order. And then you can upgrade from there, but it's always going to start at whatever that baseline is. So for instance, the reason that a lot of Clayton dealers get a bad rep, and I would say it's deservingly so, is because their baseline starts at getting you the very best price point, but it sacrifices a lot of quality. So you see homes that don't really stand the test of time. There's issues right from the start. A lot of times that's the reason, is they're using those very baseline specs. I could give you a point-by-point list of the specs, but I think it's easier to kind of show you some of the things that I look for and that I care about as a dealer and as somebody who would want to live in these homes, what they should be looking for. First thing to notice is that these homes are all drywall. A lot of manufacturers use VOG panels. That saves you money, and it's those like strip looking kind of panels that goes down. I don't like those because you can't really hang things up on them, and they're very difficult to repair. If anything happens to them, you get a crack in them. They're not easily replaceable things like drywall where you can just mud them, paint them, do whatever you want to do with it. So I prefer drywall, and we use 2x6 drywall. You could use 2x4 to save money. Again, you won't be able to hang things up as heavily. I want to be able to put TV mounts on here and things like that. So 2x6 drywall would be an important spec. I also like to use 8-foot exterior walls. You can get an idea of that on these windows. A lot of places use 6. It impacts your insulation, your energy efficiency. Those things can become very important. And again, if you do it right in the beginning, it's better in the long term. So important thing to look at. Just like your walls, you want to think about your floors. So we use 2x6 or 2x8 floor joists, usually 2x8. That'll support more weight. That will lead to less creaking. It will keep your floor safe for longer and more reinforced. Some places I believe use 2x4s, which I think is not enough. A 2x6, usually a very good position to be in if you're looking at price point. 2x8, if you want to spend the money, will just keep your floor joists really well reinforced. Doesn't matter if you have carpet or laminate, whichever you prefer. You always want to make sure that the subflooring is set up in a way that it's going to last a long time. You also want to consider the roof and what style of roof you're using. Here, we're in Ohio, so we use a 30-pound snow load roof. We use asphalt shingles. Most places will do shingles from the manufacturing plant. You can see all of these are shingled. Some places will do metal roofs, but I would say that's pretty few and far between. Nothing wrong with metal roofs if you'd want to replace it, but I've had a lot of luck with these 30-year or 25-year architectural shingles with the proper snow load that's going to match wherever you're at if you're dealing with snow. We also like to use residential doors. This is one that can come up in maintenance later on. So you see this is just a regular residential door, typically around a 36x80. And part of the reason that's important is because if you ever need to replace the door, repair it, anything happens to it, you could go to Home Depot, you could go to Menards, you can go to Lowe's, you could go anywhere and find that size of door. But a lot of manufactured homes use like specialty doors that may be cheaper on install for the manufacturer, but they're going to be very difficult to replace. So if anything ever happens to your door, or if you're even just looking to upgrade it and get one with more windows in it or something nicer, it's very difficult to do so. So you're going to want to find out what style of door, what size. Outside of that, a lot of what you're going to be dealing with is cosmetic, right? Like we have certain types of cabinetry in here, stainless steel appliances, Formica counters. These are things that you don't have to do in most homes that don't necessarily affect the performance of the home, how it works, if it's safe, if it lasts a longer time. A lot of those can be more about preference and what you like to look at, or maybe places where you can cut costs if you want cheaper cabinets that you could upgrade down the road. But I would always make the recommendation, if you are looking to buy a manufactured home, whether you're doing it on private land or you're going to do it in a manufactured home community, I strongly suggest that you get one that has good construction quality from the start. It is very easy to fix the cosmetic things. It is not easy to be dealing with VOG panels that rip up and break, or floor joists that aren't supporting your floor. Now you've got to rip out the flooring to fix the actual function of the floor. So if your construction standards aren't done well from the start, you will have issues down the road and they're much harder to deal with. But if you get that piece right, then all the cosmetic stuff you can always change later.